without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us by and by. It's in every one of us to be free. Find yourself, open your eyes and see. We can all have everything without ever knowing how. It's in every one of us here and now.
Thank you. All right, please be seated. And as you settle in, let's take a moment to welcome our live streamers. Hello, live streamers. We love you. And let's also take a moment to look around the sanctuary and welcome one another with a smile, a hello, a namaste. What a beautiful family. All right, now that we're all loved up, we get to meditate. Yes. We'll have 5 minutes to be able to commune with the divine. So I'm going to ask you to go ahead and close your eyes, and for 5 minutes, silently repeat the mantra, God is the love that I am. And if your mind wanders, which it will, just bring it back very lovingly, very compassionately, with God is the love that I am. And I will bring us out in 5 minutes.
Sometimes we imagine we are all alone. It feels like something's missing in a house without a home. No matter where I came from or where I am today, when I'm in fear, when I'm in pain, there's a healing light. It's the light of love. It's the voice of the Spirit that speaks from within. In that healing light is the power of love. Open up your heart. Let the healing begin. Now we are all connected, and we're all one of a kind, and everything is possible when we leave our doubt behind. No matter where you came from, where you are today, when you're in fear, when you're in pain, there's a healing light. It's the light of love. It's the voice of the Spirit that speaks from within. In the healing light is the power of love. Open up your heart. Let the healing begin. Now we forget how powerful we are. All we have to do is listen. Mother, Father, God is within, telling us to reach up to the stars, to the healing light. It's the light of love. It's the voice of the Spirit that speaks from within. In the healing light is the power of love. Open up your heart. Open your heart. Open up your heart. Open your heart. Open up your heart. Let the healing begin. Yeah. Oh, the healing light. Ooh. Open up your heart. Listen to the voice of Spirit. Healing light. Healing light. Open up your heart.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Before I really get into the meat of this, I have spent this week with a rather stunning experience of laryngitis. And so you're going to hear me do a little coughing. It's better now because earlier the only way I can explain how I sounded was sort of the unfortunate result of an ill-advised hookup between Andy Devine and Marge Simpson. That's how I've sounded all week. So you're getting a better sound now. All right, this is one of my favorite services to do. We are here to do a white stone service. Now, the deal with this is that, and I love that your song is about letting, because we let. We're not here to effort or to force, but it is about a letting. You know, if you have felt like 2023 was the year where you just, oh my God, I have to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to move this and move that. 2024 does not need to be that. It does not need to be that. Buckminster Fuller wrote that for a paradigm shift to happen on planet Earth, it doesn't happen by destroying the old paradigm. It happens by creating a new paradigm, living within that, and the old paradigm falls away. So we don't have to battle. We don't have to fight. We don't have to arm ourselves and get our dukes up to fight all of this stuff. We just step into this greater idea, this newer idea, and that's what we are here to do. So I heard this wonderful thing from Henry David Thoreau, that when you let go of your learning, your soul has room to awaken. When you let go of your learning. And I know that many of us have learned that we get to the beginning of a new year, and our learning tells us that we have to come into this thing with resolutions and big plans and big ideas, and we got to set that intention, and we got to do this, and all of these lists, because we've learned that along the way. By hook or by crook, we've learned that. What if we let go of that so that our souls could awaken and speak to us in an easy, clear, calm, loving way? Because it is that voice of love that is ever seeking to guide us, to inform us, to love us into a greater experience of life. That's what we're here to do. So if no one ever told you that, that's what we're here to do. You need to know that. We're here to have a greater experience of life. You know, when we let go of the ideas and the traditions, and sometimes we make them very sacred, but those ideas that have been given to us, we have, you know, and we default to them. But when we let go of those beliefs, those old ideas, we now have room. In other words, the old paradigms begin to fall away because we have let go of the need for them, our addiction to them, our sacred regard for them. You know, many of us have grown up in homes or in families where certain ideas were held as sacred, certain beliefs were held as sacred. Guess what? We're adults now. We get to make it up. And that's the beauty of this thing called life. So when we allow instead of force life, we breathe easier. We just breathe easier, and our sense of love for ourselves and each other has greater space to express and to expand. And when we learn that surrender means opening up and not giving up, there's a big difference. I learned that. My husband talks about that a lot, and it's such a big, wonderful idea. It's about opening up, not giving up, right? When we surrender, then the way that we walk our lives and our prayers, that surrender allows us to have a navigation of the heart. A navigation of the heart. And instead of a navigation that's based on fear, that's based on reaction, or worse, many of us navigate according to prevention or protection. Have you noticed that? When our go-to is prevention, we tend to restrict our availability to new ideas and innovations. When our go-to is protection, we shut down our willingness to be blessed and healed. That's it. Let the healing begin. Let's let go of the protection, of the resistance to that. Our temptation is to fear and to constrict. And it's very tempting. Our world today tells us to fear and to constrict. And today, though, we are stepping beyond that fear and constriction into nothing less, hold on, full transformation. We are moving into full transformation because we are moving into this great spiritual law of yes. Now, some of you have heard that the universe only has one answer when we make our declarations, when we are intending, when we are attending to a certain idea, when we hold on to that, when we practice it and say it over and over, whether it is for our greater good or less than greater good, universe has one answer, and that answer is yes. So we might as well get with the program. Why don't we just get with the program and begin to focus our attention, our energy on that which we want, that which we want the universe to say yes to, right? We want to be supported, right? Yeah. Okay, good. I have this little note. Are you with me? Okay. So John Bradshaw wrote that the greatest distance in the world is the distance between the head and the heart. It's the greatest journey we're ever going to take. And today we're going to take that journey with a lot of ease and with love, because we are going to turn from our intellects, which is how we tend to work in the world and walk in the world. We're going to turn to our hearts. So I like that the beginning of a new year always holds a great deal of energy. It holds possibility. You know, there's all this energy around this idea of new beginning, and it's a collective, it's an archetype, and it's a really, really good one to embrace, because I know that we can latch onto that. We can be launched by it and allow us to support a new idea, a new paradigm to be revealed for us. And I think most of us crawl to the finish line of the past year. You know, sometimes we feel like, God, if I can just make it to the end of the year. And we're just like this. And then we stand up, we brush ourselves off, we look around and we go, oh my gosh, I can start over. It's a new year. And so I want you to really take that in. You know, we're only 7 days in. We're only 7 days in. And there might be a part of you that says, oh, here we go, where I feel like I've already been in this year for a year. No, we're only 7 days in. So today we come together to embrace and to collectively call forth that new year energy. And it's palpable. We're here to claim it and to let it launch us into a fresh, clean, new beginning. So whether you are here in anticipation of a new year or feeling the residue of last year's challenges, my invitation is for you to set all of it aside. Set all of it aside. Be present right here. Be where your body is. Just be here in this moment. And to consider what this white stone ceremony might have for you as a way of navigating 2024. What is it that can be different and filled with light and possibility? Anybody not been to a white stone ceremony before? Who's okay? Oh, you are going to love this. So it's an ancient ritual. And it has its roots in antiquity. Back in the time, for example, when Jesus walked the earth, when someone had served their time in prison or had been in bondage, when they were released, they were given a white stone to symbolize that they had served their time. And they were also given the opportunity to choose a new name. And that new name symbolized a new beginning. So I think that many of us are seeking relief from some sort of bondage that we might find ourselves in today. It might be mental, it might be physical, it might be social, it might be spiritual, it might be a belief. And sometimes we don't even know that we've been in bondage to a belief or to an idea. But when we begin to really listen from the heart, not that intellect, we can start to reveal those areas that are now ripe for transformation, those paradigms that are calling for something new, for a shift. I know that there is always greater freedom to be had. There's always greater freedom to be had, and this ritual is one that we do to signify, to claim, and to experience our freedom, whatever that is. So the inviting of a new level of freedom and liberation within brings with it this incredibly powerful clarity of purpose for your life. And that's the thing. When you know who you are, and when you live within that awareness of your divine and infinite identity, which is what this church is all about, is helping you to reveal and live from your divine infinite identity as a spiritual being, you get to become that place of lift and shift. And your daily life takes on greater meaning, clearer guidance, creative possibility, and you know what? Even greater, more profound manifestation. Because now you know who you are. You know where you're going. It's like having a theme for your year. You're no longer randoming your life. You are clear. And it doesn't mean that you have to become, a crazy anal person and write everything down and be ordered like this all the time. But what it means is that you have this overarching understanding of your agreement with Spirit. And when you are co-creating with Spirit, the alchemy that takes place within and around you will feel like magic. The old paradigm indeed will fall away. So the ceremony itself is inspired from the book of Revelations. John talks about the people being given a new name, and he says, let anyone who has an ear to listen to what the Spirit is saying to the churches. Now, church doesn't refer to the building, it means you and me. It means the people. And the ear is not referring to an outer ear, but the ear of the soul within us. It is the ear that hears that still small voice as it whispers. And sometimes we forget that the first thing we need to do is listen, is to go to a place of listening, deep listening. You know, it's very easy to be distracted. I can binge Netflix all day long. Just ask my husband, he'll tell you. But that is not listening. That is not listening. So it is about being willing and open to know that there is a greater voice within, there is a greater guidance that is coming, that is seeking to be revealed by means of you. And by the way, you are the only person who can express it that way. You have spiritual DNA that is absolutely unique, will never show up again on this planet. You are the means by which God expresses in this unique, powerful, incredibly magnificent, expansive way. It's powerful. That's what we want to do. The other part of that quote from Revelations is, hold on. And I will give you a white stone, and on the white stone is written a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. So in preparation for what we're going to be doing in a few minutes, for you, those of you who are streaming the service, please find a journal or a clean sheet of paper and something to write with, because you are going to experience some revelations. Your experience is going to be different logistically, but it's going to be powerful. And then at the conclusion of the service, my invitation is that you take time to go walk your neighborhood, go out in your yard, go to Home Depot, get a white stone, get something that speaks to you. Last year, one of our ushers, Deborah, was at home streaming the service. I have permission to talk about this. And she was at home, and she thought, wow, where am I going to get a white stone? But she continued on with it, and when the word was revealed to her, because that's what we are listening for, is a word that will guide us for the year, an intention. She wrote it down, and she thought, okay, well, that's good. And at that moment, her dog came in from being outside with a white stone in his mouth, as if he had fetched it, as if she had tossed it, and he'd never done it before, he's never done it since, but he walked in with a, so when we have intention and when we have clarity, then everything in the universe will conspire to support us in it. This is something that Goethe taught in, the 1600s, that when we are moving into that place of clarity, it's probably 1800s, when we move into that place, everything in the universe rushes to support us, even the dog. So, streamers, that is your directive for this. And those of you who are in here, in person, I'm going to invite our ushers to come forward. And they have baskets of white stones. Now, these stones are really beautiful. They come from Jerusalem, and they've all been milled. And each of them is different. And you'll notice that they have these little patterns and striations. You guys can come on forward. Come on up, all the way. And if you get them wet, then these different colors show up, and they're really beautiful. So what they're going to do is when I ask them to step out, they're going to walk through the sanctuary and invite you to pick a stone. And you're going to be guided. Now, don't rush through this. They're not going to hand you a stone and say, here, this one's for you, this one's for you. No, you get to intuit what it is. Let your hand linger over that basket. You've got time. We don't have another service till 11:30, so you've got time. And well, not that much time. But basically, just take your time and allow that stone to come forth. Because what we are doing is we are seeking to live in that archetype of liberation, of freedom, of new life, of new possibility, of that new name that wants to be revealed by means of us. So go ahead, and yes, let's make sure the musicians all get that, and everybody who's on our tech crew, and they're just going to take their time. And as we do this, let me get you some more context. So collectively, we have at some level signed on to the agreement that a new year is that time of new beginnings. It's a fresh new start. It's what that we often long for. Gosh, if we could just do it over, if we could just start again. Well, here it is. It's that tabula rasa, right? Clean slate. So the white stone that you will be holding in your hand symbolizes that clean slate. You are starting this year with a brand new clean slate. And so that tradition does have its ties back hundreds of years. So when, as I said, when someone in Jesus' time had overcome a material or ego bondage and had made their connection with the divine, they received a new name. The new name was written on the white stone. And we will be doing that. The name was given directly to them by God, this is the tradition, by spirit, from the deepest part of their heart and soul. No one else intervened. So I won't be giving you the word. And no one else was aware of this new name. You can share it if you like, but you don't have to. The name represents a new nature and freedom from bondage. So if you read or you saw Les Miserables, you saw that Jean Valjean was given something that symbolized his freedom, and he had a new name. And that's exactly what we're doing. That was not something that was made up. That's exactly what we're doing. You know, the stone is proof that you've done your time. You've done your time. You are free now. You know, we have name changes throughout the Bible, Old Testament and New Testament. And every time, you know, a name always symbolizes a quality, a spiritual quality. And when there is a name change, that means a total transformation and a change in consciousness. It means a change in consciousness. So for example, Saul, which means metaphysically personal will, was struck to his knees on the road to Damascus. He was struck blind and he was struck deaf, and he had no place to go but within. His transformation led him from persecuting people of faith to leading and teaching them. Saul's awakening brought him to the name Paul. Now, metaphysically means bringing forth truth and understanding to the dark places in our thinking and our beliefs. That's the meaning of Paul. Because Paul, as an apostle, went forth all through the dark places of Europe teaching spiritual principle. Different from the way we teach it, but he taught spiritual principle in these dark places. So you and I are here today to bring truth and understanding to our own dark places, those dark corners in our mind. In the Old Testament, Abram, as he grew in spiritual awareness, became Abraham. Sarai became Sarah. Change in name always signifies a change in consciousness. So we are consciously intending and invoking a change in consciousness. We are inviting a new awareness to come forth through us. So we are here to surrender and become available to that inner spirit. We are promised a new name, a new awareness, a new understanding of ourselves. It's a higher realization of the I am. Now, it's interesting, when I do this ceremony, and I have been doing Whitestone, I was sitting there thinking about it. I think this is my 16th year of doing this, and I've gotten a different word every year. Sometimes I get 2 words. I usually get it several days before, or at least the Saturday night, and I hadn't gotten it today. And I thought, well, that's going to be interesting, so maybe I'll get it this week later. And when I was sitting there just now, I got the word. And it's one that means something only to me. It's actually sort of a made-up word, but it has deep significance from a time in my life when several of us were coming together at a place of great realization and spiritual partnership. And I went, oh my God, that's it. That's exactly where I am being called right now. So we walk with our stone through this year to remind us of our new awareness, to remind us of our spiritual true north. And whenever we need to remember, we can call forth that understanding. Oh yeah, this signifies a change in consciousness, and now I am bringing it forth. Now it's not instant. It's not instant. You know, again, a new paradigm takes time. And so we want to be able to listen to those ideas. But I promise you that whatever is necessary, Ernest Holmes would say this, he would say, and he did say, whatever's necessary for the full and complete the full and complete demonstration of that which you desire, it's already present for you. It is already there. So that which you desire, everything necessary has already been supplied. So white, this metaphysical interpretation means joy, it means victory, purification. So we are revealing a higher level of the I am. I am that joy, I am the victory, I am the purification. You know, it's interesting, before we come into this teaching, many of us walk around saying, oh, I am tired, I am sick, I am old, or I am limited, or whatever it is. The white stone gets to remind us that beyond the ego is that field of possibility where we can say, I am infinite. I am unlimited. I am that I am. So we're going to start this process. Sam, if you would go ahead and give me, thank you. Does everybody have a stone? All right. So I invite you to close your eyes. And as you get your inspiration, you may want to open them, but just for now, know that whenever we ask, there is an answer. Whenever we ask, there is an answer. So let's just become still and allow that greater idea, that greater spirit, that which we call God or light or life, to begin to express through you and as you. Notice that white stone in your hand. Feel it. Feel it. Know it as a symbol of a new life. Hold it as a symbol of who you have become, of who you are becoming, or who you would like to become. It is that symbol. The power is not in that stone. The power is within you. The stone is simply a beautiful tool of reconnection. Feel the presence of God. Know your oneness with the Spirit of God. This is the I am, the I amness. It is love. It is the loving presence of love. Know that it surrounds, it supports, it surrounds and fills you. And right where we are, you are safe, you are secure, you are loved, and you are supported by this presence. And you are also encouraged by your fellow travelers. The consciousness here in this room, in this community, is one of love and appreciation and support. We are all one with this energy of newness, of possibility, of creation. The promise of a new life, a clean slate. Whatever has gone on in the past, we let it go. We live in this new beginning. We live in this moment because this is the moment in which we know we are free and all the power in the universe is here to support us in this now moment. Free from anything that has bound us, free from limitation, free from all of it. There is something that has come to you and through you to be lived out, to be expressed, to be embodied as you. It is what God is calling you to be or to do. It is what life is calling you to do, to be. It is that whisper from your soul that you are so much more than you have ever let come into expression. And as you listen, begin to reflect on a new name or word. Let it come to you easily without trying to make it happen. It marks your new beginning, so feel the stone in your hand. Hear it beckon to you. Spirit has decreed a name for you to be written on the stone. What will your life be called? And so as you are guided by Spirit, focus on listening for that word or that name. Let Spirit, in this moment of truth, in this sacred moment, let Spirit guide you into an insight into your divine purpose, an insight into your holy essence. And so in this secret place of the Most High, allow yourself to hear the new name that God has for you. And just breathe as we rest in this for just a moment. And as that name, as that word becomes clear, you may want to open your eyes to write it on your stone, or to write it on a piece of paper, or to just notice it and log it inside your mind. It might be a title, a name. It might be something like published author or clean and sober. It might be grateful. It might be eagle. It might be white buffalo. Whatever it is, you are co-creating with God. All is well. You cannot make any mistakes. So if a name has come to you, stay quiet and ask for deeper understanding. Are there any steps to take? Just be open. God in me reveals my true essence. God in me reveals my next step. God as me lives a joyous, peaceful, and fulfilling life. Behold, I make all things new, for you are my beloved, in whom I am well pleased. And I know that there is a sense of thankfulness, of gratitude that flows through us as we acknowledge this new word or name. And along with it comes the power and the guidance to do that which we are called to do. This is our new name, our new life. We see it. We decree it. We are on that path of greater insight and awareness and a new beginning. So accept this consciousness of ever-increasing good in your life and know that all things are working together to bless you, to support you, to raise you up in joy and in understanding. And so it is. Amen. So, not yet. Hold on, not yet. That's good, though. I just want to speak a little bit more about that. So there are some metaphysical Bible dictionaries out on the patio on the round table. You know, you might get a word or a name that you don't understand. If it's a long, long phrase, I know a few people last year got long affirmations, distill it down to one or two words that you can remember, and then perhaps create an affirmation or a phrase around that. But just distill it down. I have received different words, everything from teacher to Joseph and imagination. All sorts of different words that I have gotten over time. And if you didn't get one, don't worry about it. It's going to come to you when you are least attached to it. You're going to be walking your dog, cleaning out the cat box, washing dishes, and it will come to you. I absolutely promise. Spirit has a way of simply slipping that word into our awareness. Now, when you get your word, write it on the stone with the year. And then when you get a chance, take a Sharpie and put it on there so it doesn't rub off. And for those of you who are streaming, write that word down on your paper or your journal. And once you have chosen the stone or a symbol, a talisman of some sort, go ahead and write your word and the year. Your soul wants you to know who you are. I promise this. And it's not a complex, hidden, locked up truth. That's an old idea. This is not a secret. This is just you. And it is the divine you speaking. And it is to be heard easily and lovingly. So I just want you to know that whether your word is imagination or something else or something this or something that or a couple of words, those are the words that you can navigate this year. And it will tell you who you are, what you need to do. It will reveal purpose. And as you begin to look at that word and contemplate it, you are going to be guided into living that life, that richer, fuller life. Now, let's go ahead. Thank you, Sam. We'll sing this one time. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
So now is when we invite you to share your tithes, your gifts, your love offerings. And I invite you to hold that in your hand, hold it to your heart, and to say with me the blessing that is within your bulletin. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless this gift. I send it forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and belief. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is. Thank you.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so
It's a new thought, it's a new day. But what I was taught, it's not the only way. It's a new year, it's a new love. I'm stepping out into the light, I'm shining high above. It's a new thought, it's a new day. And all I see is a new way. It's a new world. It's a new peace. Unlimited as we believe. Yeah. I can spend my life living in the past. I can spend my life wishing this would last. I can take each moment in my loving arms. Hold it closer, closer. It's a new thought. Es un nuevo pensamiento. Es un nuevo, nuevo día. Es un nuevo pensamiento. Es un nuevo día. Whoa, I can stand around waiting to unfold, or I can do something big and bold. I can take a chance. I can live my truth and hold it closer. Closer. It's a new brave. It's a new clear. No more reactionary. I won't It's a new me, and it's a new you. Stepping out into the light, there's so much more that we can do. It's a new thought,
Es un nuevo
it's a new day.
pensamiento,
It's a new thought,
es un nuevo,
new day.
nuevo día,
Es un nuevo
es un nuevo
pensamiento.
pensamiento,
Es un nuevo día.
nuevo día.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you, Karen Mitchell, Diane Benson, and Mary Highland. Woo! You've set a new bar. What a wonderful way to start the new year off with. Thank you, Sam and the band. Beautiful. Wonderful. I have announcements. All right, if this is the first time at our church, what a good day to start. We are delighted you are here. Please stop by the welcome table on the patio to pick up a packet of information just for you. On your bulletin, you will see how to make donations to our church through our text to give number, through the QR code, or through our website, nhcrs.org/give. Prayer with a practitioner is available after service in the sanctuary and on Zoom. And remember, we have junior church every Sunday morning at 9:45 a.m. service. This Wednesday, the Wednesday night healing service is with Reverend Steen. Meditation at 6:50, the service at 7 p.m. The topic this week is everything you ever wanted to know about prayer, but were afraid to ask. All right. Our 50% off sale on select items in the bookstore is still on. Plan to stop by and shop. All that extra holiday money you got, what a great place to spend it. Please see the purple page on our website or in your bulletin for details on the following events. The men's group meets today at 11 a.m. in the Ernest Holmes room. Thank you, Shay. The women's group meets today at 1 p.m. in the junior church. Thank you, Barbara. And I think there's a special performance happening today. I'd love to see it. Membership class on Zoom is with Reverend Steen starting Monday, January 15th, 7 to 9 p.m. Conversations with Emma, Part 2, with Reverend Tricia Klink, starting Thursdays, January 18th to February 29th, 2024. The class meets either from 10 a.m. to noon in person at the church or 6:30 to 8 p.m. on Zoom. Cost is $150, and the book is Unveiling Your Hidden Power Workbook. Thank you, Reverend Tricia. The Creative Arts Ministry, God's Open Mic Night, is January 19th from 7 to 9 p.m. There's a $10 suggested donation. I have many slots still available, so please sign up on the patio. The Abundance Workshop with Reverend Steen on Zoom for 4 Mondays starting January 22nd. Sign up online for all of our wonderful classes. Join Dr. Mark for the Machu Picchu trip. Thank you. Machu Picchu trip is April 18th to the 26th, 2024. Details are online and on the patio. We have Zoom virtual patio before and after Sunday and Wednesday service, and we have Zoom meditation every morning, Monday through Saturday, from 7:55 to 8:15 a.m. And visit our website, nhcrs.org, for Zoom links, information, and to sign up for weekly e-blasts and monthly newsletters. Thank you.
We have practitioners here who are available to pray. I'm going to invite them to come forward. We're going to sing the peace song. Why don't you stand? Let's join hands. Yay, 2024. Here we go.
God
Would you repeat after me? I am at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love. I'll see you on the patio.